In this video, I want to talk about the concept of no death using an image from science. In a previous video, I talked about the meaning of fumetsu, which means no death or indestructibility or immortality. And I gave a little bit of context of that. So if you haven't viewed that video, go take a look at that one before you see this one, because that kind of sets the stage for this particular video. In this video, I want to look at the concept of no death, no birth, no death, as it's mentioned in the Heart Sutra, and look at it from a scientific perspective. So I want to share my screen and take a look at this wonderful image. This is the artwork of Iwasaki Tsuneo, a Japanese Buddhist and teacher of science. He's passed away now, but he left us these incredible artworks that integrate science, Buddhism, and art. Just amazing, just amazing. And if you look at this image here, this one is called Big Bang E equals MC squared. And so this is his attempt at recreating an image of the Big Bang. And you can see the dragons in there. If you look closely enough, there's several dragons, I believe around 6 of them there. There's also it looks like a halo around the center, and there is an image of Amida Buddha kind of to the right of center a little bit. And so we have this mixing of 3 elements: art, science, and religion, to help us get a sense of appreciation for our beginnings. The question is not whether the Big Bang happened or didn't happen. That's not really my concern. We already have ideas in our culture and images in our culture about a Big Bang. And those images are largely offered to us in secular language. And oftentimes when scientists or science shares some theories that they have, they're often divorced from any kind of meaning. And it's kind of left up to our own devices to figure out what is the meaning of this theory of the Big Bang. We're lucky that Buddhism actually gives us lots of room to contemplate these scientific theories from a more religious perspective that incorporates ethical meaning into our life. What does it mean to have this Big Bang and to have an image of Amida Buddha right at the start of it? One way to think about this is that there is love deeply embedded at the very beginning of our origins, right at the start of the universe. There is love. Amida Buddha, the Japanese word Amida, means infinite light. And we can also say that the Buddha of infinite light is a Buddha of compassion. It's a Buddha of infinite compassion. And so this world that we have been born into in this particular body and mind is one that has at the very foundations compassion built into it, wisdom built into it. It's not just an accident that things happened. So let's get back to this phrase of fumetsu, no death. When we can see ourselves, the molecules that make up this particular body as beginning, if we could say they even have a beginning, if we can say that they were born out of the beginning of time with this initial Big Bang, what does that mean for us right now, today? Because we think we live in this narrow this narrow slice of time that's really a split second on the time scale of the universe, where we were born and we have a definite birth, and we die and we have a definite death. However, what science is teaching us is that the molecules and the atoms that make up, particularly the atoms that make up our body, the hydrogen atoms that make up our body, the carbon, but especially those hydrogen atoms, they were created at the very beginning of the universe, and they were never to be created again after that. And through billions of years, they recombined, and at one time we were stardust, at other times we were part of the early atmosphere of the Earth, at other times we were amoebas, at other times we were plants, animals, and in this form we happen to be human beings. And so we say in Buddhism that it is considered very precious to be born into a human body. It's very rare to be born as a human being, and that this is a body that we have with which we can celebrate our life. We are the species that has the ability to reflect back into deep time and think about death, think about birth, think about the miracle of being alive, and to appreciate it fully. And so this image here that we have, that I've shared with you, is another way to think about no death. We think that we die, but we've been around for billions of years. We think that we are born at a certain time, but we precede our birth, we precede our conception, we precede our parents' birth, we precede our grandparents' birth. And you can keep taking that back and back and back and back, all the way back to the Big Bang. And we can go the other direction too. If we think we end with our death, we don't end with our death. There's also this element of energy. E equals mc squared. There's energy here too. We are not just physical matter. We're not just our atoms. There's also energy. There's vitality enlivening us. And somehow we've been gifted with a certain amount of energy. Energy needs a body. It needs mass in order to manifest. So we happen to manifest in this particular body and mind at this time. Whether there's something that precedes a Big Bang, what happens with our vitality and our material body at the end of our life, these are questions I don't wish to dwell on at this time. It's actually not really necessary for the sake of deepening our awareness. And the point here is to live in a space of non-fear. Let's face it, we all fear our death. We all fear the time and day that we will die. But if we can remember that we've been here for millions and millions of years before, what fear is there to dying? This is Fumetsu. Thank you.